Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan. I'm a spiritual guide, a healer, and a medium. To my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about the importance of healing your inner child and how to go about beginning to heal your inner child. Because during the hermit phase, you might have skimmed through this. You might have healed certain things during your childhood, but it is later on that it is going to fully come up in order for you to release it, in order for you to fully allow the most authentic version of yourself to come out right before discovering your life purpose. Let's get started. No matter how enjoyable, how pleasant your childhood was, each and every single one of us has things that we must heal from our past. Because you look as far as your upbringing, you look as far as all the individuals that influence you around you. You look as far as everything that you've observed in your reality. You look at all these different characteristics that was developed based off of other individuals. And then you also have certain past painful experiences. You have certain types of events that, whether you're aware of it or not, has created certain types of beliefs, has literally locked in certain types of beliefs in your subconscious mind. And all of a sudden you become an adult. Then all of a sudden you start going from one relationship after another. And you begin to ask yourself this as far as, why are all my relationships ending the exact same way? Or as far as different types of experiences, you're continuously reliving the exact same type of experience from one relationship to another, from one business opportunity to another, from one friendship to another. And this has to do with healing your inner child. This has to do with going back and beginning to look, as an example, a certain set limited belief, trying to figure out exactly when this set limited belief began. Where did it originate from? And once you're able to start to discover this, you're going to be able to start to let it go. And I'll give you this is going to be an exaggerated example, but I really want to make it clear. I really want to make it clear as far as how you should be looking, as far as your parents, as far as your upbringing. Okay, we're going to have two sets of families, obviously. Let's say the father was in a family, had one brother, one sister, a family of four. But the father in this relationship was always out on business trip. And when he was home, he was an alcoholic. Therefore, he was never present. Therefore, the mother had to step up. The mother had literally had to become the man of the house and the woman of the house. Therefore, that kind, loving, caring, nurturing energy that she's supposed to provide for her children, she wasn't able to. She had to step up, become more manly. She had to get more respect from her children in order to get them to do what she needed them to, because the father was not around. It had to be very structured in an organized environment. Therefore, the father in that scenario, was not receiving the love and being nurtured and receiving the attention from both parents like he should have. Now, an example, the mother. Okay, mother is within a big family. Let's say there's 6, 7, 8 children in this family. We're really going to blow this out of proportion just to show you. Okay, there was 6, 7 children, let's say. She was the first child. The first 4 or 5 years of her life, she received all the love. She was nurtured. She was cared for. She had all the attention from both of her parents. But then all of a sudden, now there's 3, 4 children under her, 3, 4 brothers and sisters under her. Now she's had to step it up. She's had to step up and help out, example, the mother, in order to help the children, change the diapers, feed the kids, get them ready for school. And then all of a sudden there's 7 children in the family. Same thing. She's had to step it up as being a motherly figure. Therefore, now she's in lack as far as receiving the love from her parents. And not only this, by having 6, 7, 8 children, now the parents has to spread the love thin. And it's not to say that they're not loving and caring. It's just the children are not receiving the time. They're not receiving the attention that they so rightfully want, desire, and deserve to have. So now these two people get together, and then all of a sudden, now they have children. Now, what type of parents are they going to be? As far as how they saw exactly how their parents was. What is it that they experienced? Therefore, now they have children. Obviously, they're going to be like their parents the majority of the time. Therefore, The fatherly figure becomes extremely overly severe, becomes strict. You know what I mean? It has to be really strict and organized as far as in the household. Therefore, the father is not really giving the time, the love, the attention, or nurturing his children like he should. And then the mother, same thing. The mother now makes it that her children become much more independent at a much faster pace. And it's the same thing once more. Didn't receive the love that she wanted as a child, therefore doesn't give it to her child. Now that child, you as an example, now you're left with this. You have all these different things that are coming up now as an adult through those experiences. And the reason I did a scenario like this is for you to start to look look at the dynamic between your grandparents and your parents. Start recalling back on this. See how it was. Was it really a loving type of relationship? You know, they see each other and it's a big hug and they're extremely happy, or is it more serious? Is it more, you know, are they holding back? Start looking at that connection, and you're going to start to understand at a deeper level as far as why your parents acted in a certain way, why certain situations came up in your childhood. And it's going to allow you to once and for all begin to forgive them. It's going to allow you for once and for all to let go of that resentment that you're holding onto your parents. And you're going to notice this is going to happen, whether it's just going to be one quick weekend or it's you go visit your parents, example, for a week. What's going to end up happening is, if you haven't healed your inner child yet, all of a sudden pay attention, because what's going to happen is you're going to start to relive certain situations from when you were a child. And these are just going to be coming up for you to start to reflect on that past in order to begin to remember. And then you're able to forgive and you're able to let go and you're able to release it from your heart. And it's just the same thing as far as growing up and not receiving the encouragement that you should receive as a child, as far as whatever you're passionate about and what most people consider you for being weird for. And the way I see this, think of it this way. Anyone right now who's staying in this matrix that just like a sheep that's pretending that nothing is wrong is crazy. You are not crazy. You are awakened and you want to show the world your most authentic self. And that weirdness, what people consider you for being weird for, is exactly how you're going to be able to serve God moving forward. It's going to reveal to you your God-given gift, which is going to bring forth the most amount of abundance you could imagine. It's going to bring forth the most amount of joy, happiness, and fulfillment. But it's a matter of beginning to look back as far as what needs to be healed. And understand this. When you're going to have children, you don't have to raise your children the same way that your parents raised you. Look at the good. Take the good from how they raised you and remove the bad. And just love them unconditionally. As far as for my child, I completely shifted how I raised my child compared to how I was raised, because I saw the effects it had on me as far as becoming an adult, as far as not having the confidence I should, as far as not really attaining my potential like I should because of my upbringing. I decided I'm going to change things up with my son. I'm going to love him unconditionally. Instead of always just punishing him, I am going to teach him. I'm going to teach him life lessons. I'm going to teach him about life and how to move forward. Because for myself, it is an incredible gift. It's an opportunity. It's a blessing to have a child, and that's the way I see it. And for me personally, I don't feel it just punishing a child without letting him know exactly what he did wrong and how he should have proceeded, what he should have done. For me, that's not right. For me, it's kindness, it's unconditional love, and it's better preparing my child for what is coming up. And it's the same thing as far as the spiritual gifts. I'm not pushing him away. I'm not telling him that he's weird for certain things. No, I'm encouraging him to just see where he can go with it. I'm encouraging him to continue to have that curiosity about life, about everything around. And as you begin to heal, what's going to end up happening is you're going to lose that feeling as far as caring what other people think. You're going to stop trying to become more and more of a people pleaser. You're going to become more as far as being able to set boundaries. being able to say no more often time. And not only this, you're going to start to invest more time in yourself. You're going to no longer allow your energy to be depleted along a bunch of different people, where now it's you that's paying for it. And that's how you're going to start to discover what it is that you're passionate about. Because as far as moving forward, right now we are being given the gift to explore. We're being given the gift to try something completely different. And moving forward, as far as your level of success, it's not going to be the amount of money you have in your bank account. It is your vibrational frequency moving forward that will dictate your amount and your level of success. And the only way you're going to be able to do this is by beginning to show the world your authentic self, beginning to tap into what it is that you're passionate about, consuming that type of content, learning, practicing, and then getting it out into the world. And it all starts with just going back and seeing what self-limited beliefs right now are you still hanging on to. Where did this self-limited belief originate from? As far as your relationship, same thing. Why is it that you're afraid of intimacy? What from your childhood brought that on? Which parent was not giving you the love that you deserve? Which parent was not present, possibly? Because especially right now, the divorce rate is through the roof. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult for children. And it's really important both to have the mother and the father. But if you grew up where one of the two parents was not there, the other one had to step into the opposite. Therefore, the mother had to step into the masculine energy. And therefore, you're technically missing out on the mother. And that's why there's so many people that have daddy and mommy issues, because one of the two parents at some point was not present. One of the two parents did not give what the child desperately needed. But it's once you're able to release that, once you're able to let it go. And that's what's incredible, is just sitting there doing a meditation and putting one question out there, as far as one specific event, one set series of event, one type of situation that you experience in your child, sitting there until you get that answer. And you're going to see that answer is going to come, and it's going to be at such a deep level that you're instantly going to be able to release. You're instantly going to be able to let it go. And once you do, you're starting to now heal at a soul level. And the more, as far as this healing part, the purging phase, the hermit phase, is to allow you to heal at a physical level, at a mental level, an emotional level. But then once you start looking really deep into your life, you begin to heal at a soul level. What ends up happening? Your spiritual gifts gets amplified up. That connection with God and your angels gets amplified up. The information that you're receiving, the divine downloads, become clearer and clearer. And what ends up happening is you're able to now get out of your head, and you're able to fully embrace and step into your heart in order to move forward, heightening up your intuition, making it a much more stressless environment, creating more and more of that inner peace. No matter what's happening, no matter what major changes are coming forth, you're able to stay in that peaceful state. You're able to maintain those high vibes, and that's going to assure the highest possible timelines available. And as far as bringing forth your manifestation, as far as getting the ball rolling, you only need to catch one or two of those higher timelines in order to really create some positive changes in your life. And right now, 2021 is about positive changes. Unexpected positive changes coming forth, secret doorways being open. But it's not with your mind. It's not through rationally thinking that you're going to be able to gain access to these. It is through your heart. It is through raising your vibrational frequency, creating that inner peace, and moving forward out of love, expecting things to turn out in your favor, seeing positive outcomes, positive results. Same thing with individuals. The more you focus on the bad things of certain individuals, the more you're going to be pulling that out of them. But if you focus on the good, you're going to see it might take a little bit of time, but you're going to start to notice. You're going to start to be pulling that out of them. And as far as moving forward, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in your career, trust your heart from now on. Your heart never lies, because your heart is able to sense out a vibrational frequency, is able to sense out an energy. And energy does not lie. People do. So start to trust that moving forward. And make sure, once you start to dive into healing your inner child, once you start looking back on one situation after another, if you notice your vibrational frequency, all of a sudden you start to feel sad for more than several days, cut it out. It's time to take a break. It's time to take a break. Focus on the present moment. Re-raise your vibrational frequency back up. Get yourself feeling good again. Get yourself feeling energized again. And don't worry about trying to get everything done in one sitting. It's never gonna happen. The only thing I ask you is don't resist what is coming up, because that's how, as far as for myself, exactly how it happened. It wasn't everything all being done in a matter of 2 weeks, a month, 2 months. It was one event after another that was coming up. But it could have been a week, 2 weeks, a month in between. But what's important is I didn't resist. What's important is I didn't resist. I faced it. I looked back on it, did some deep healing, let go of resentment, regret, or anything like that. Let go of that self-limited belief, and then created myself some newfound beliefs. And as you do this, you're going to become braver as far as really showing the world your authentic self. And as you do, you're going to see, you might be working on something as far as changing career, as far as a business. The abundance might not come directly from that, but you're going to see that you will be provided for by God. You're going to notice all of a sudden abundance is coming forth in many different ways. You're going to notice individuals coming up and helping you without even having to ask them. You're going to notice situations are just one after another turning out in your favor. And as far as your faith, as far as your certainty, as far as your inner knowing, nothing is going to help more than this, because you're going to realize that you are being divinely guided and protected, and you have nothing to fear. You're going to be moving forward in the most authentic way, and that's exactly what you're going to attract yourself. Especially in the past, if you've had to deal with a lot of negative people, a lot of bad individuals, you're going to notice your vibrational frequency is going to be now repelling those away, and is going to be attracting the kind, loving, caring individuals that you're looking for. It's going to be attracting individuals who will love you at the core, individuals who are going to respect your opinions, individuals you're going to be able to have some very deep, meaningful conversations with. It's not going to be this surface stuff anymore. It's going to be much more deeper than this. And getting out in nature is part of that routine. Meditating each day is part of that routine, as far as being able to calm the mind, as far as really focusing on that vibrational frequency. If it dips too much, take a break. If you're able to continue down that rabbit hole and heal one thing after another, you're going to see when that pain comes up afterwards, it's a burst of love, joy, and bliss that comes up. And you're as powerful as you want to be. You can get whatever you want as long as you start to push forth, as long as you let go of opening up to individuals about what is it that you're working on, and let your actions speak louder than your words. Because if you start to open up about a new project to individuals, what's going to end up happening? Two scenarios. Number one, they're already going to make it as if you've already succeeded. Oh, it's so amazing, you've already got this all done, boom, boom. All of a sudden, you're no longer going to be motivated as much, or else they're going to be completely pessimistic, and you're going to come crashing down for a couple of days. It's going to bring you down. Therefore, let your actions speak louder than your words, and you're going to see God is going to attract everyone that needs to come forth. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.